Hello, welcome friends, me Anila. The topic of my discussion is about iron bar. But before this, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel and press bell icon. Friends, in this video, I will tell you why we cannot eat iron bar but can eat iron in food. Iron is a transition metal. It is present in the middle of the periodic table. In iron bar, iron is in metallic form, but in food, it is in +2 and +3 form. So due to the difference of forms, we cannot eat iron bar but can eat iron in food. Some metals and non-metals are in digestible form and some are in non-digestible form. For example, so there are many elements containing metals and non-metals. These metals and non-metals, some are digestible form that our body can digest them, absorb them, and some are in non-digestible form, means it is toxic for our health. Now I will tell you about different metals and non-metal which are digestible as well as non-digestible form. Iron. We cannot eat iron bar because it is in metallic form, that is Fe0 form, and it is very toxic. While in food, iron is found as ferrous state Fe+2 and ferric state Fe+3, which our body can absorb easily. So iron is a transition metal. We cannot eat iron bar because it is fully in metallic form. It is toxic for our health and dangerous for our health. But in food, iron is present in ferrous state Fe+2 and ferric state Fe+3, which our body can absorb. Iron may attach to heme group or non-heme iron. Both are present in food and can easily digest and absorb. Now, calcium. Calcium belongs to alkaline earth metals. We cannot eat calcium carbonate CaCO3 but can drink milk containing calcium ions. So, in calcium carbonate, calcium is present but we cannot eat it. But when we drink milk, milk contains calcium ions with vitamin D and lactose sugar. So these calcium ions are beneficial for our health. Now, cobalt. Cobalt is also a transition metal. Similarly, we cannot eat cobalt metal but can consume food containing vitamin B12, which is the best source of cobalt. So we cannot eat cobalt metal, it is toxic and dangerous for our health, but we consume food containing vitamin B12, cyanocobalamin, which is the best source of cobalt. So in one form, cobalt metal is toxic. In other form, in vitamin B12 form, it is beneficial. Sodium. Sodium belongs to alkali metals. We cannot digest sodium hydroxide but can eat table salt NaCl containing sodium ions. So, in case of sodium, we cannot digest sodium hydroxide, but we can eat table salt containing sodium ions. This sodium chloride provides sodium ions to our body which act as electrolyte and provide chloride ion which helps in the synthesis of gastric acid HCl. So in one form sodium we cannot digest, in other form sodium chloride we can digest. Now magnesium. Magnesium belongs to alkaline earth metals. This metal is toxic, but we can digest food containing chlorophyll, a greater source of magnesium. So, magnesium is a metal. This metal is toxic and dangerous for our health, but when we eat food containing chlorophyll, the green substance present in the plants, this chlorophyll has a central magnesium metal. This is a great source of magnesium. So in one form, magnesium is toxic, in another form, it is beneficial. Carbon. Carbon, we can eat carbon in the form of glucose, proteins and fats, but we cannot digest carbon in graphite or diamond form. So, carbohydrates such as glucose, fructose, sucrose, all these contains carbon, proteins consisting of amino acids containing carboxylic group and alpha carbon, and fats consisting of cholesterol and triglycerides. All these contains carbon. So we can eat carbon in these forms, but we cannot digest carbon in graphite or diamond form because graphite is pure carbon in layers, and in diamond form it is crystal lattice structure. So we cannot digest carbon in graphite or diamond form. Nitrogen. We can digest nitrogen in the form of amino acids and nucleotides, but we cannot inhale atmospheric nitrogen. So the amino acids contains nitrogen nucleotides consisting of sugar molecule, phosphate group and nitrogenous base. They contain nitrogen. So we can digest nitrogen in the form of amino acids and nucleotides, but we cannot inhale atmospheric nitrogen. This atmospheric nitrogen is utilized by nitrogen fixing bacteria and convert them into nitrites, nitrates or ammonia form, which can easily be taken up by plants. Phosphorus. Elemental phosphorus is very dangerous, but we can digest phosphorus in the form of phosphate, that is ATP, DNA and RNA. So, phosphorus, its elemental form is very dangerous and toxic for our health, but we can digest phosphorus in the form of phosphate, that's ATP, adenosine triphosphate containing 3 phosphate group, DNA deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA ribonucleic acid. They all contains phosphorus in the form of phosphates, which our body can easily digest. Sulfur. Sulfur dioxide is a gas that is very toxic and dangerous, but we can digest sulfur in the form of cysteine, methionine and glutathione. Cysteine and methionine are sulfur containing amino acids. We can digest them, and glutathione is an antioxidant containing cysteine amino acid. So we cannot consume sulfur dioxide, which is toxic, but we can digest in the form of amino acids and glutathione. In this way, some metals and non-metals are in digestible form and some are in non-digestible form. Friends, if you have any question, you can ask me on comments. I can help you. Thanks.